All right, Colts fans, we are back with another episode of Into the DB Film Room. I'm your host, Zach Hicks. This is Jonathan Hagler here, and we're here to
Sure.
talk about the best game of the year for the Colts defensive backs. I mean, this was awesome. This is exactly what we wanted to see from the Colts DBs. It only took going against a struggling rookie quarterback,
Yeah.
but yeah, you know what? We finally got some good DB play for the first time. Really, I mean, outside of maybe the Texans game earlier this year,
hmm
like this was finally the game where the DB stepped up and made some plays. And to
Oh
throw
yeah.
out a stat, I believe Isaiah Rodgers, Kenny Moore, and Rock Ya-Sin were targeted 12 times in coverage this
Okay.
past game. They allowed 3 catches for 10 yards in coverage.
Straps. Big straps.
Straps.
Big
And they
straps.
played man for most of the game, too. It's kind of what the Colts do when they
hmm
go against like rookie quarterbacks or like
hmm
younger quarterbacks. They like to go more man, and they went more man in this one, and they kind of locked up these Jaguars receivers. We're going to see in these clips, it's almost all Kenny and Isaiah Rodgers and
Okay.
Rocketson, and it was
Okay.
some good stuff, man. Have you checked out any of the game yet before we jump into this?
No, like I said, like it's every week. It's like I have you on alerts on Twitter, and so whatever I have, whenever I see you get excited about plays, I'll go back, I'll watch your clips, or I'll go back and rewind it because I have all the games on rewind,
Hmm.
or I'll have them in my library, and so I'll go back and I'll watch. I'm like, okay, something happened. Zach's freaking out, and then I'll go back and watch it.
You see Zach freaking out. There we go.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna talk about the one that made me freak out the most here. Let's go to it here. We got the Rockiston one that I think was the perfect play to showcase the strides he's got going this year. And just to kind of throw it out here to you guys who are watching us live, I cannot see your comments until after we get out of the film here, so we are not ignoring you guys. We will get to that right after we go through the film. And we'll go through
Yep.
some of your comments and stuff like that. So just want to make sure that you guys don't think that I'm ignoring you. But this was the play where I kind of got really excited watching because Rockison last year in this situation would have been a defensive pass interference, or he would have
hmm
got beat. And we see right here, he's got Jamal Agnew, who's a speedy receiver here on the outside. He's able to pinch him vertically, get him outside, and then right here, last year Rockison probably pulls the arm down.
Yep.
He pulls the arm down, he commits a penalty. But this year he stays patient. He's watching the hands of the receiver, and he gets that right hand in there and knocks it
hmm
away. I mean, just finishing the rep like you say every single week. And I just thought, I mean, I really think this clip really shows the progress he's made this year.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, I mean, when you look at it, like I talk about it all the time, it's about how you finish, and you have to be cool under pressure. Cornerback's in a
Hmm.
position where those bullets come live and they come hot. And this year, and I saw you somebody mentioned it on your feed. There's an interview he did, and he talked about how he's more relaxed. I guess
Yep.
deeper into the route, and he's not panicking as much. That's what you want. I want you
Yep.
to be calm under pressure and play through the hands. There's a lot of different techniques. I can face him up. I can face him up and play the hands. I can squeeze, hook, and lean. I can do a million different things out there. But the thing is, he remained calm and he didn't panic and he finished the play. He
Yep.
finished the play, and I love that. I love it.
Yep, and just a couple things to add here is I saw a lot of people saying it was just a drop, just a drop. You know how hard it is to finish a catch here when the guy's hand is going right in between your hands. I mean, this
Yeah,
is what DBs are taught.
yeah.
When you're in this situation, you're just your whole job is to separate ball from man. And look
Oh
what his
yeah.
right hand is right there in between the hands.
Yeah, he defended the pass. Like
Yeah.
when you talk about good defenders, you wanna look at run stops or defensive stops, not
Hmm.
necessarily a tackle or pass breakup or a pass defended. You can look at PBUs and picks, and that may give you a good indicator. But look at passes defended. That means
Yep.
passes that they were within the vicinity of, or that they somehow affected that ball not being caught. That's a pass breakup in my book, but that's a pass defended as well, and that's why I like it so much because like make him make his job hard. You know what I mean? Like I want my corners to make that receiver's life as hard as possible, and he did that. To a T right here.
Yeah, it's perfect. And the one thing I wanted to ask you while you have here, because I got a lot of questions about this throughout the week,
Mhm.
especially for people I guess who don't know DB play too well, but they were
Okay.
saying, you know, you always have to get your head around or something like that. Like, oh, see
Mhm.
how Rock is not
Yeah,
doing that
not true.
route because he didn't get his head around.
Not true.
But that's just not how cornerback play is. That's not. And this is a great play without him getting his
Yeah.
head around. You don't need to get your head around.
Yeah. So there's a million different ways to skin a cat. You know what I mean? And playing a DB, there's always multiple techniques that you can use. Sometimes I am gonna, get in phase and squeeze and get my head around and play the ball. If in a position like this where he got beat initially off the line, he took a jab step here. I think he got a little, he got up on him. Agnew can run. He was trailing for the most part. So Rock doesn't know where that ball is or what's going on. Did a great job of staying calm, but he also did a great job of reacting to the receiver. The high hands, I go up. His eyes probably got big. He saw it the whole time, and he played the hands. That's textbook right there in that situation. Some guys will look around in the wrong spot. If he was to get his head around there, he probably gets caught on.
Yep.
Because he's probably going to overrun the play. If he looks up right there, he's going to keep running, and Agnew's going to adjust and catch the ball, and people are going to be like, well, he just can't. No. He killed it right here. He defended the pass.
Yep. Just an absolutely just great play, start to finish. And it goes back to when I was talking to Isaiah Rodgers last year when Isaiah Rodgers was telling me, when he came into the league, he thought, I have to jump with these big receivers. That's what I have to do because I'm an athletic guy. What he was kind of taught, like, if a guy is a receiver who can go up and get it, or he has the jump on you, find those hands, get your hand in between the hands and knock that ball away. And this is just perfect teach tape for what the Colts go over. And there's actually been some clips. I think they did it. There was a video, I think, from their training camp last year or the year before where they were going through a drill like this, where they were practicing with receivers, running in trail position behind receivers going up and then punching the ball out as it went through.
Yeah, a lot of times, like you'll hear cats, knock the ball out, this is and no. I want you to punch. I want you to punch. I want you to rip. And once we rip, if you want to add a little bit more nuance to it, if you have the awareness to do so in this tense situation, I want to rip the dominant hand. Right? Yeah. Most people are right-handed. Now you may get unlucky, you may get whoever a left-handed receiver, and he may just freak you. But for the most part, these cats are right-handed. So when I'm breaking up a ball, I'm gonna go for that dominant hand because it increases the likelihood of him dropping it. I mean, you're probably better with your right than your left, or your left than your right, depending on what hand you're more dominant with. And that's just adding more nuance to that. I want to punch. I want it to be violent. I don't want him to catch it.
Yeah. Just a great clip, and I think again, just shows perfectly the progress that Rock Ya-Sin has made this year. Again, he's not this elite corner lockdown guy. He does get beat off the line here, but there's no panic. There's no big pass interference. There's no big catch on him. He plays to the end of the rep and he gets the pass breakup.
Last week when they asked, is he that good? The question is, he's as good as the Colts have, and he is improving.
Yeah,
that's a huge plus. That's why we were excited about getting Rock back, because he is able to do all these things that you want a potential, number one corner to do.
Yep. Just love that play so much, and I was hyping on it all week for a reason, guys. We got Rock here again at the bottom of the screen. Let me move this thing out. He's got Laviska Shenault here on a vertical route. Patient in his press. Makes Shenault take that extra time to get off the line, which I love. Yep. I mean, look how many steps Shenault has to take to get his separation here. This is what I love about this rep here. Look at all these steps.
Yeah, it's timing. Everything is timing, right? So many of these routes, like the quarterback only has so much time to get the ball out. Trevor's getting pressured right here. I can't tell who this is down here at the bottom. But anyway, he only has so much time to get the ball out. And if you stay patient and you're throwing a fade ball, I mean, that ball has to be on the money. Like, he's throwing to a spot. He's not throwing to his receiver. And if you delay that timing, you're going to get an incomplete ball. Or you're going to make an errant throw, or you're going to put yourself in a position to win that battle on that play.
Yep. And then, again, just here, staying square at the beginning here, not getting grabby, pinching him to the sideline. Yeah, he's got the help over top, too. He's right in that back hip pocket, the help over top. Just a solid coverage rep.
It's the lowest completed pass in football.
Yep.
I mean, and when it hits. But, we'll take that all day, as opposed to giving up, in breaking route or something like that, because that's what's been killing the Colts. It's not the go balls. It's post. It's digs. It's slants. It's crossers. So we live with that all day.
Yep. And I love the positioning here, too, while he's staying square. Again, he's moving his feet, but he is kind of playing to try and take away that inside. He's playing more to the inside there, forcing that vertical route. And then, obviously the pressure from Kwity Paye is what kind of, leads
Kwity, he's come along, dog.
Yeah, dude, this is him against a guard here. He kills it right here.
Yeah, that's why I thought the pressure was coming from the edge, and I looked up and he dropped back, and I was like, oh, that came from the inside. I was like, okay.
Yep, they moved him in on that one there. Next clip here, we got Kenny Moore off man coverage. I believe this is third down. Just really solid coverage here. And again, just that closing speed that we always mention from Kenny.
Look how patient he is right there, though. Like,
Yeah,
he's not
super
panicking right
patient.
there. I love that.
Yep, gets a little contact, undercuts it, and the ball fades out of bounds, and he's all over it.
Yeah, he's so smooth. He's so light on his feet. He's such a reactive guy. Like, that's why he's so fun. This is a hard spot to play, man. Receiver sold the vertical great. Actually ran by Kenny, but Kenny had enough patience to put himself in a position to still be able to break on that. And I love the celebration. Anytime the ball hits the ground, we're throwing them arms up. We take our wins, man. Take our wins. Great play by Kenny.
Yep, and this is a good example too of the Colts are blitzing here. You can see up front they have all these guys up front. They're coming hot. He knows he has to be playing the sticks here, and that's why he's so patient when this route's coming his way. Is he's sitting on the sticks and he's reacting to the sticks there. Just very solid play from a guy that we praise every
week. Kenny Moore, you know what I'm saying, the guy. So
yeah, he's a stud for a reason. But yeah, good coverage across the board here. Safety takes the tight end. Isaiah Rodgers pinches. There's nowhere to go really with this ball. We have not seen that much this year with this defense.
No, which is crazy. I think we'd have to check back, but I think the last month of the season, the ball production has jumped extremely high compared to what it was at. So
yeah, it definitely has. Those first couple of weeks it was bad. It was really bad.
It was drought.
Definitely one way to describe it. We got another third down play here in the fourth clip. We got Kenny Moore in the slot. I believe this is Marvin Jones down here. So, veteran receiver knows what he's doing. I believe it's like a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation.
It's like empty short game right here.
Yeah, empty in 3rd and 3, but you know how it is. You got press across the board. Not really showing any blitz. Got the single high. Probably gonna have this guy in the middle here. Then Kenny just plays this slot, this curl. Really well, jumps the route.
Yeah. Well, it's great situational awareness. It's 3rd and short. What's the likelihood they're gonna try you vertical? I'm sitting on everything. You have all these tendencies, and I'm sure the analytic departments have all these crazy reports that I don't know how often the players actually look at them. But situational awareness will tell you that they're an empty right here. They're trying to spread the field out, create as much space as possible, and they're going to come short. The ball's got to come out now. They're trying to convert and move the chains, and that's exactly what happened. He's too smart of a player. He's too headsy. He's too good to just to get beat on little stuff like this. And good job by Kenny right here.
Yeah, and honestly, look at the coverage across the board. They knew a short curls and hitches were coming. Rock takes away his guy on the inside here too, at the very bottom. He's just all over it. There's no chance down there. This is actually a die right here in the slot on the tight end. And I believe he's all over that. And then honestly, TJ Carey up top here, he does allow this inside, but I love his speed turn that he has up here too. Just really quick with that.
That's oof. Hey, that's butter. Right. Hey, that's butter right there. Hey, that look like practice. I need to clip that one. Yeah, I need to clip that one. He ran it with him.
Yeah, he did. No, that was I remember I was cutting these up and I was like, okay, yeah, a nice little pass breakup from Kenny. I gotta put that in here. And then I looked up there and I was like, holy crap, look at that speed turn.
I like that. It's the speed turn is a scary thing. It's just like it's a lot like spin moving. Because sometimes you speed turn and you get put on somebody's highlight tape because they hit you with a double move. And sometimes it looks like this and it looks like you playing receiver. So great job by him, man.
Yeah, just the coverage across the board here on this, though, just playing those short routes all over it. And then they make the mistake of attacking, the best player in the secondary, Kenny Moore. Don't go at him.
Yeah, come on, young buck.
Yep. And now we have our run stop of the week, and it's actually Andrew Sendejo, a guy who we have not talked a ton about this year in a positive way. Obviously last week against the Jets was a pretty rough performance from what we could tell. Again, it could have been somebody else's fault there in the secondary, but for the most part, from what we could tell, he just wasn't seeing it right. But, Andrew Sendejo, a guy who's been in the box a lot in his career, he's been kind of that strong safety type. And here he's kind of back to his roots. This is, I think, a 3rd and 1.
Okay.
So they know the run's coming or he's playing the run. It might be just a blitz design. He runs into the run here. But he comes screeching off the edge here and makes a really nice tackle in the backfield.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. He was going the whole way. Good
Yep.
job of delaying it. And just playing coming flat. You look here, it looks like he came right down the line. Boom. That's
Yep.
beautiful. That's good stuff right there. I like that.
Yeah. I wish the Colts were more situations where he could be in the box more, but at this point he's their most veteran safety that they have, so he does kind of have to
Yeah.
play
Well, in an ideal
more.
situation, you'd want him, where he's not covering as much. But he knows what's going on back there. It's just I just think last week was just a rough outing for him.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a repeat this week in Buffalo, but we'll take the wins right here when it comes to run. He had this one, then there's another one that I didn't clip for this where he had a really, really nice hit on a screen play later in the game. But he did have a good game coming up and filling in the run in this game. So it's good to see that from him.
Good.
Yeah, it's just a really nice hit there. Especially on 3rd and 1, because you gotta get your defense off the field.
Get off the field. You have to win 3rd down. You have to win 3rd down. That's any good defense will tell you that winning on 3rd down is critical. It's key. Getting that offense off the field and giving your offense the ball back. Great job out of the Colts right here.
Yeah, and Leonard crashing off the edge too was really good there.
It always helps.
Yeah, it does help. It does help having him pull him down there. We got another one from Kenny here in the slot, per usual. Oh, this was actually the cover. Like Rocky Sins was great, but this was the most impressive one in my opinion from this game. So Kenny's in the slot. They're going to run a little wheel on him. He makes a little contact. They're trying to pick him with the outside route.
Yep. So you see how you pause it? Go back a little bit right there.
Yep.
I talked about that same hand, same leg. He's locked. It's locked right there. That's a bad sight right there for a DB, especially if you're about to get rubbed for a wheel. But so keep it rolling. Let's go.
Yeah. So then he gets in that back hip pocket, rolls up the sideline with him, hand fighting.
Okay. That's how you recover, dog.
Right?
Hey, that's nice. That's
you would love this one.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's how you finish. It's always how you finish. Now, do I wish you were better right here? You're kind of sitting outside. You got beat outside. Not good. Not good. I'm on your ass. But when you're this smooth and then you realize it right away and you run it with him hip to hip. Oh yeah, that's money right there.
Yeah,
I like that.
Super good, and I love the hand fighting throughout here. And to get around the pick here. I mean, it's not the best pick, and I think Rock does a nice little job of getting a little contact. Yeah, a little tug there to make sure. It's actually a really savvy play by Rock to kind of prevent that. Yeah, he does kind of pull him off. That's actually interesting. I didn't see that before.
Yeah,
that's interesting by Rock. I didn't see that. I'm glad the ref didn't see it either.
But it's so good by Kenny though because he didn't panic and he just seamlessly transitioned with him. He ran to the spot. He could have bit on an out or try to undercut it, but he saw the quarterback. I guess high shoulder, and he matched step for step with him. That's good stuff like that. I like that. I like the clips from the slot because it's so hard to play.
Yeah,
and he plays it at such a high level. Like this is his second, third pass defended this game, and man, that's hard, man, because they're designing plays to beat you, and you're not letting them beat you. So
yeah, he was targeted I think 8 times in coverage and gave up 3 catches for 10 yards. So it was pretty solid. What I love here, I just saw this too, is once this ball is thrown, I think look at Darius here at the top. He gets his hand up right here, celebrating when the ball's still coming down. He knows.
He's hip to hip with him, man. You're gonna have to do something crazy to win that rep.
Yep. Just again, outstanding coverage from Kenny. Here we got another a lot of third downs that the Colts got off the field in this one with their pass coverage. I love it. But we got it. Yeah, this is like 3rd and 9-ish, 3rd and 8. They're showing heavy blitz. They got what, 8 guys up or 7 guys up on the line here. So they're showing heavy blitz. Isaiah Rodgers an off man versus Chenault at the top of the screen here. And just a nice job of transitioning, coming out of the sticks, knocking that ball away.
Quick. He probably gave up a little bit more ground than I'm more comfortable with. But but when you're this twitchy, and you can recover like that, good job by him. At no point was he threatened vertically. Chenault couldn't move him, and he's fast. And I think he knows that. And good job of just being patient, because a lot of guys would have got out, but he sat right on that. He ate that up. That's easy money for Rodgers.
Yeah, and I think that's actually something that we're seeing with him. Because I think early in the year we said a couple times in a couple clips, like, dude, you're fast. Don't open up so early. Like you don't have to open up so early when you have 4.2 speed. And
Yeah.
here, he doesn't open up. He stays square the whole time. He doesn't get out of the back pedal, and
He's breaking when he broke.
Yep, exactly. So just great. He actually had to slow himself up because he broke too fast.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I mean, it's a good job. I mean, I would think he had really good eyes right here. I think initially he was, watching the quarterback for a quick game. Obviously, didn't come out right away. Got his eyes back to his receiver. As soon as those hips dropped, he broke. That's good stuff right there.
Yep, and then he unfortunately had to leave the game with cramps after this, but he played pretty solid in the couple snaps that he played. And I think we have one more clip after this. So this one and then another clip, but we got Rock again in a vertical route against Chenault. They were testing Rock vertically, and it was not working. This is man coverage. You don't really have the help over the top, and this is just a great rep by Rock to kind of pinch him to the sideline, get that hand fighting, stay in that back hip pocket.
Oh, yeah. Well, where I see him, I think down the field obviously is where he's growing the most. Because I off the line, he's not great. He gets beat or he's giving up stuff, and I think to better receivers, I think he could possibly get in trouble. But he's doing a tremendous job of finishing.
Yep.
I don't expect you to get hands on guys every single play, but right there he's giving them a little bit too much space. And when you look at the Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, those guys that are really twitched up with their route running, they're going to take advantage of that space. But right here, does a tremendous job of reading them, getting vertical, and he's squeezing. He's squeezing so good, so good on these receivers. He's playing, the vertical routes at a high level just from these games right here, these clips, and he's not getting flags. They're clean. That's the best part about it. He's doing a good job of being a good pass defender right here.
Yep. Flags his first 2 years with the Colts. Only one so far this year, and it came late in the game against the Jets last week. So just improving so much there. And again, right here, he could easily panic. He could grab, he could pull. But no, he got a little hand fighting where he's not going too much, and he stays in that back hip pocket and creates the pass defense there. Just a really strong rep by him here. And like you said, he could be better off the line. There are times that he's getting beat off the line of scrimmage, but it's all about how you finish. It's all it's all about how you finish.
Hey, that's what matters. Obviously the if you want to be elite, you're going to be elite off the line. But he's doing a great job of finishing, and I'll take that all day over a guy who's getting a pick every other game, but he's also getting torched. So,
yep, completely agree. This last clip here, I think I only put this one in. I didn't even circle any player, but I put this in because it's a boot action. Yeah, red zone, boot action. The Colts are getting killed off of boot action all year, and they're getting killed in the red zone. But I just love the communication and the coverage across the board on this one here. So they're doing the little fake toss here. Defense isn't overreacting. These guys are kind of playing a little bit there. But look at this recovery here on the backside. Just pinching that there. Everything's covered. You got Trevor running for his life.
Yep.
And they get the nice little sack in the backfield there.
Yeah, see, and that's such a breath of fresh air from what we've seen throughout the whole season. Because I think we've seen a lot of space and a lot of miscommunication in the red zone right now. But it looks like nobody panicked. Nobody panicked. Everybody, they found a guy. If you look at him this time, the zone actually kind of fell apart, and they matched up with guys with receivers. And that's a good sight to see because, like you say, and I say it all the time, it becomes man eventually. And you can only run around for so long. So great job by the Colts defense in the red zone. We take those red zone victories, when we can.
Yeah. And then a couple things I want to throw out here just while we're looking at it here. Really good play by Isaac Rochelle here on the defensive end to get that contact on. I think this is Tavon Austin right here. Getting some contact, not letting that. And then Rock throwing his guy out the back of the end zone.
Oh, yeah. Just keep him out of it.
And
I love it.
Even
down here at the screen, like they triggered down here at the bottom, there was nowhere for Trevor to go. Nowhere for him to go at all. They covered the screen down here at the bottom with Chenault. Yeah, he's running for his life, man. Great job by the Colts defense right here.
Yep. So I think this has to be our first week without like a negative clip. Like we didn't have any negative clips. I felt good.
There it is.
like this was, don't get me wrong. It definitely helps going against Trevor Lawrence and this Jaguars offense. It definitely helps. But it's good to see a game where we expected them to play well and they actually came out and played well. Especially after that Jets game.
No doubt, man. Now that's something that we were a little bit worried about. I think last week, but they definitely redeemed themselves and took advantage of the rookie. So
yeah, for sure. We got a couple questions here from Dakota on Facebook. Appreciate you tuning in from Facebook. But who do you think is the best DB as of right now on the team? It's definitely Kenny.
yeah, Kenny he's almost to that elite category. But I think in the slide, he is elite. I wish he was able to bump out sometimes a little bit more, but they don't need him to because he's so good right there. But I think it's Kenny, and then personally, Rock is right behind him, even though he hasn't been on the field as much. But I would go Kenny and then Rock. So
yeah, I would agree. I think Kenny, then Rock, and then I think Rodgers. We've seen a lot of good things. And he's definitely growing, but I don't think he's there with what Rock's been doing consistently, or with obviously with Kenny. Kenny. It's funny. Kenny's not a super consistent lockdown guy by any means. He's a playmaker.
Yeah,
that's what he is.
Splash in the pan.
Yep. So there will be times where he is beat badly, and we're like, oh shit, what do you do? Like you're supposed to be the best slot corner in football. How are you beat? Yep. And then he'll come back with that play against the Titans, or a couple plays here where 3rd and short, he knows the sticks, he knows the situation, he knows how to jump these routes, and he knows how to defend them. So you take that. It's kind of like what Darius Leonard is a linebacker. You kind of take the negative plays because the high end plays are just so
the turnovers, the run stops, the forced fumbles. You take it because it's a lot like how Diggs was early in the year.
Yeah.
Like I would take a corner all day who gets me the ball back, every game. But can I live with you getting beat once or twice? Yeah, because you got me an extra possession. So same thing with Kenny. And he does it in the run and the pass game. So that's why I'm huge on Kenny Moore.
Yeah, and then we got Matt asking, why doesn't Adai play over Sendejo? What did the Colts see in Sendejo besides a poor man's Bob Sanders? I think more like a broke man's Bob Sanders.
Whoa, Bob Sanders, dog. That's that's disrespectful. Like
I think he's saying it just as like a guy who will come up and hit hard. I think that's what he means by that. But more like a homeless man's Bob Sanders.
Yeah, and the thing is, like Sendejo, when he was younger, bro, he was a playmaker. He was a good safety on one of the better defenses in football when the Vikings were when they were rolling. But it could be money. I don't know their contracts. It could be personnel. I know Adai, I believe he was out of football for a second. Or something along those lines. And the injuries eventually brought him back up from the practice squad.
Yeah. And like a thing I just kind of want to add on that is like Sendejo's been with his roster since week 3. Is when they signed him. They signed him back in week 3. And Adai was brought to the practice squad, I think 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I believe. Just now got there.
Yeah, and this was his first game playing. So one, you got to factor in, yes, I'm with you. I think sometimes there are times where I'm like, okay, you got to play anybody but Sendejo back there. It's bad. But also, we talk about chemistry a lot on here. Having a guy who's been with the team since week 3 and has played with a lot of these guys, even though we are still seeing some chemistry issues in the secondary, it's probably better than throwing a guy out there like Josh Jones or Adai who've only been here for the last
and communication is key. And Adai's a vet. Don't get me wrong. He's a vet. He's been in the league for a while now. But like you said, he's been with, 7, almost 2 months now. Sendejo's been out there. There's not any limitations to what they can do. And I know Adai's a pro, and I'm sure he's in the playbook. He knows everything. But as a coordinator, you want trust out there. You want not that Adai can't do it. Just Sendejo's been there a little bit longer. And that's what it comes down to. If they feel like they both can do the same thing, I'm going to go with the guy who I'm more comfortable with.
Yeah. They'll definitely, I'm sure they'll work Adai and other guys out there a little bit more. I mean, we saw this past week, I think Adai got around 15 to 20 snaps on defense. Josh Jones got around the same. So, I mean, they're getting them in there. We didn't see as much Sendejo this week. And when we did see him, it was him crashing down from the safety spot, making some plays. So, I think it's just something to monitor. Brandon from Facebook here says Kenny Moore always shows up. He does. Always.
Every week is Kenny doing something. A run stop here, a pass break up here, a freaky interception here, anticipation here. He may get beat here and there. That pops up every now and then, but we take the good with the bad, man.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is one, that his situational awareness is always great, but also his recovery and his closing speed has to be one of the best in the league.
It's like as a former DB, like that's stuff that I would watch, study. Like when I see that, like I get giddy because I'm like, man, I can't wait to show it to my guys, or man, I can't wait to shoot this to my guys, or hey, this is how you play this, because like I can show you it all day, and get out there and do it. And I'm like, this is where you apply that in this situation. It may not happen for 2 or 3 games, your season, or a couple years down the road, but remember, okay, when I'm studying film in the off season, I'm trying to get better. Oh, let me look up Kenny Moore. Let me look up Kenny Moore, because he's nice. He's nice. He's like that.
Yeah, he's definitely like a giant slayer from the slot too, where it's like doesn't matter the size on him. It doesn't matter. He's gonna punch you in the mouth. That's Kenny Moore.
Him and Tyrann Mathieu kind of have that same feel. I mean, I know we don't see Kenny at safety and things like that, but when Tyrann Mathieu in the slot, nobody cares that he's 5'8" and 5/8.
Yeah,
nobody cares because he's a dog. So
yeah, Kenny's definitely a dog. We always talk about dogs on this show, and Kenny 100% through and through as a dog.
No doubt. No doubt.
Matt also brought up Kenny's dropped interception. I didn't put that in here, but I think Brian Baldinger broke that down today too. So if you want to check that out, Hag, you could see it. But dropped interceptions suck. But I'm more happy that you were in the right position to make that play.
Yeah.
And
well, like you always get mad about dropped interceptions. I hate them. I want my DBs to catch everything moving. I want them to be receivers and get comfortable with the football. But it happens. But at the end of the day, as long as the receiver didn't catch the ball, it's a win. We'll take that as a win-loss. So I won't talk you up. I'll say good coverage, and then we'll keep moving. You're gonna owe me push-ups later.
Yeah. So. There you go. And then Matt also asked, I'm just worried about how big of an arm and some of the weapons the Bills have that Allen's going to be able to pick on Sendejo in coverage. Yeah, that's a good worry to have. I think that's
you have to.
Josh Allen's one of the best in the league for a reason.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm optimistic with the way the corner's been playing lately that the Colts can at least provide some resistance, but I'm with you, man. I think the middle of the field, I'm pretty worried about with the linebackers that we've seen this year.
Well, you have to, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the linebacker coverage, like the lack of ability at the safety position to be able to cover at a high level. Everything that they've given up this year has essentially been in the middle of the field. It's not on out-breaking routes. It's not on go balls for whatever. It's post, it's digs, it's everything up the middle of the field. And, I would expect them to attack it. If they don't, they're crazy. I think the Jags attacked on the outside a little bit too much on the perimeter. Man, that may have been where they're most comfortable. Maybe they didn't want Trevor thrown into that. But these veteran quarterbacks have been shredding the middle of the field on the Colts defense this year.
Yeah, and Josh Allen's a top 5 quarterback in the league. At worst, top 8 quarterback in the league.
He's elite. He's elite.
Yep. And then Matt also asked here before we kind of hop off, but hopefully we can get some pressure to slow them down with their O-line struggles. Yeah, they did lose Spencer Brown at right tackle. And with Kwity Paye playing so well lately, Taylor Stallworth all of a sudden being a dog in there.
Fresh legs.
Taylor Stallworth, it's hilarious. I put the stat out the other day, which you probably saw if you have my alerts on, but 855 career snaps before these last 2 games, and he had 3 sacks in his career. And then the last 2 games in 55 snaps, he has 3 sacks. So he's
it's like hitting a home run. It's like once you find that swing, that home run swing, you're like, you know what? I found it. I'm gonna stay right here. I found what works, and that's what it seems like he's doing. So
you know what? Let me let me of a dog that has been the last couple of weeks because I get questions about. I kind of want to show you guys, but like a free stunt or something like that. Like this is a guy making things happen against, like Elijah Vera Tucker is a guy he beat a couple times. So I know that your specialty is DB play, but let's talk about defensive tackle play for a second.
Hey, look, I love good D linemen. Like D linemen that use their hands, they know how to attack with good leverage. I love that.
So here we got him right here on the inside. It's against the Jets. So that's against Greg Van Roten, a guy who's good hands against Van Roten, a guy who's been in the league for a while now.
Well, it looks like Van Roten got a little too high right there, and he took advantage of the hands.
Yep, and then we got Connor McGovern here on this, and you're gonna love this move right here. Look at this.
Boom. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Right?
Yeah, that's real nice. I like that. That's a savvy move. That's a savvy move. That's elite athleticism, hand-eye
Mhm.
coordination. Like I'll watch that all day. Like I'll watch that as much as I watch Kenny transitioning from covering a wheel and matching up with somebody or Rock playing the hands. Like I'll watch that all day.
Yep, and it only gets better. This is against Vera Tucker right here. Obviously first round pick Elijah Vera Tucker. Push pull,
Ugh.
get around him.
Yeah, strong hands. Hey,
Right.
that's good stuff right there. Like if you can consistently do that on a regular basis, dog. Hey, that puts you in rare company.
It does. It does. And then against Vera Tucker again here on this one, we got the little club and then around him
That,
easily. Like,
the thing that I noticed the most is the motor. I think
mhm.
I think we could talk about all the measurables all we want to with defensive linemen. If you don't have a good motor, I don't think you'll ever be an effective defensive lineman at a high level. Like Aaron
Yep.
Donald is a freak. He's a workout warrior. All these things. He has a six pack at 280, 290, but he has the craziest motor that I've ever seen on a D lineman. He just doesn't stop. Those big boys do not want to block you for 3, 4, 5 seconds, dog. And if you keep
Yeah.
going, they're eventually gonna, man, I don't know what I'm doing with him. He don't get tired. And that's
Yep.
what I'm seeing right here. This is just incredible motor, good hands, just great effort right here by Stalwart.
Yep. And then this was at the end of the game, the game ending pass deflection that leads to an interception. So I mean, he was a stud in this game against the Jets, and he had a couple good snaps too against the Jaguars. But I just wanted to throw that out here for you guys, where I had so many questions from people being like, it's just Taylor Stallworth against the Jets and Jags. I'm like, no, these are high quality, clean wins. Like he's smoking dudes, like
Oh yeah,
if there
no,
were
no,
if there were
that's good
stunts
stuff.
and like free rushes, then I'd be like, sure, you're right, it's whatever. But he's smoking dudes. And then we also got one more from Matt here about Hard Knocks. I haven't watched Hard Knocks yet.
Yeah, I didn't either. I feel like I heard somebody talking about it like before the season, or like I saw the announcement and I forgot about it, and then it popped up on my timeline. I was like, I have to check that out. And I saw
Yeah.
somebody talking about was it Kenny talking about the baby reveal or something
There
on
was Kenny
Twitter?
talking about the baby reveal. He said he's going to make
Yeah.
football his baby.
Yeah. So
And then I will tell you guys, I saw the one clip though. I saw the Naeem Hines clip about Tavon Austin.
that was cool.
Yeah, where he was like basically fangirling over Tavon Austin. And I will tell you guys, Naeem Hines is just as genuine in real life. Like he is just the most genuine, like wholesome person ever. So I love that Hard Knocks is going to show that from him.
Do you know how humble you have to be to do that?
Yeah. That's
How
true.
humble, like I think our whole generation, like Naeem Hines is in year 3?
Year 4.
Year 4? So year
Yep.
4. So I think me and him came out the same year. We're probably close to the same age. I think our entire generation, when Tavon was in college and we all were in high school. So if you were, one in that class, the early 2010s,
me too,
early
man.
2010s, like there was a couple guys I can name them. You're watching Tavon Austin, you're watching Tyrann Mathieu, guys like Javid Best. Like you're watching all those guys like highlights because they were so ridiculous and they were so good. And like I know for Tavon Austin, Tyrann Mathieu for a fact was on my playlist like before the game. I'm trying to be like them. I want to be like them. So when he was saying that, I saw it on TikTok originally, but when he was saying that, I could relate. Like, so I don't even know what I would do. Like if I saw, I'd probably be like, man, that's Tavon. Like that's crazy. I used to try to do this or do that. I watched his high school highlight tapes. He was what house did he go to, Dunbar or something like that?
Oh man,
I'm trying to remember
I don't
his
know. I
high
just remember
school.
it was free. I do remember watching his high school tapes though, and it was like, how do you even tackle this guy?
And because I remember watching all of them. So like when he was fanning out, I can relate. I can relate all of it, and I was like, man, that's cool. I'm glad he got a chance to meet him. He's like, is that Tavon? Is he number 7? Tavon number 7?
I need to get a jersey.
Yeah, and then look, then he gets up, and Tavon just like protect the ball. The ball. He was like, oh my god, like he didn't say nothing that he said he was gonna say. He was just like,
I'm telling you, man, you kind of get there. Like obviously I'm not a player, so it's not that kind of mutual. But like when I talked to like Antonio Cromartie, I was like, dude,
I felt the same way when he followed me on Twitter. Like I was just like bro, like you were like somebody I watched. Like it's crazy. So that's it's cool, man. I'm glad he had that real genuine moment with Tavon. So
yep, and that's who he is as a person. He's
cool,
great,
man.
He's awesome. Hopefully have him back on the show again this next offseason. I had him on
dope.
2 years ago. Didn't this last year because I was trying to get different people, but definitely bring him back.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I thought it was great, and we always appreciate you jumping on here and throwing them in there. Also, give some shout out to some of our Facebook likes here. Russell, Brand Hafer. I want to say Brand Hafer. You call me afterward, and oh gosh, I don't know if you could see the other name that's up there. All right, if I mess up your name, you're gonna yell at me, okay? But Vitito WJ.
What are you saying? What are you saying right now?
Vititoe.
Potato? I don't know. Hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate
you, dude. We appreciate you. And then also, I throw the shout out. We got Until Dio game-winning forced fumble this past week, so we have to show off that shirt there. It finally happened. Until Dio is now in Dio moment, But we appreciate you guys tuning in to another week here of Into the DB Film Room. We'll be back next week to break down, hopefully, a successful win against Josh Allen and the Bills. But I prepare for the worst, or what is it? Expect the best, prepare for the worst, or something. I think that's what I'm kind of.
Well, maybe it's one of the 3-pick games from Allen. Yeah. Maybe we'll get one of them.
Let's see. But yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll be back next week with another episode of Into the DB Film Room.
Peace.